welcome to 500 Open Tabs. I'm Kaveh Taherian.
And I'm Hannah Hillam. Welcome back to the show. Kaveh, how are you?
I am a little bit upset about, I don't know if you know, but the World Cup's happening right now.
I've never heard of her.
Some opinions.
I don't know what I don't look at the news.
Listen, all I'm saying is FIFA incredibly well run.
Yeah.
Very moral.
Zero corruption.
Zero corruption. Yeah, just none. No corruption. Nope. Nothing's above, below board. It's all been great. I've been loving it. Every single match has been totally calm and rational.
I haven't felt like yelling after. I haven't felt like finding a ref and beating him up on the street. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. All jokes aside, that was rough.
That's been rough. Anyway, this doesn't matter. This is not a World Cup podcast. You asked me how I'm doing. All I was going to say was, yesterday there was no game, and then I was sad, and I'm like, oh right, because everybody's like, why are you so? Because I've always liked it. Obviously, I've said this before. We're like, I've liked it since I was a kid, and I think this one in particular has been like, I don't know if you know, but I'm Iranian American, so this year's been really terrible. It's been nothing but awful, horrific, terrible news and infighting and drama.
One thing after another.
Yeah, so I was like, so for some. The World Cup has been sort of this weird breath of fresh air. It's like, it's something else for me to focus on that gives me dopamine and I get excited about it, and it just distracts me from the horrors of the world. And now I'm like a sports guy.
Yeah, look, it was only a matter of time. This is what we need. This is what we need as a society right now. Like the bread and circuses of the end of capitalism. I want it. I want to enjoy it. I want to watch us fall, but I want to watch it with a giant Viking man running through a field.
Yeah, defeating the English, because that's all we have, because we can't defeat the billionaires ourselves 1-1, but watching the Viking destroy the Englishman is like the sort of next level emotional equivalent of that, like three steps removed, I guess. That's it.
Yeah, I've loved it. Like whenever I talk to you, I'm like, how's it going? You're like, well, watching this game. I'm like, I don't think he's done anything but sleep, watch game, and draw. That's it.
It's funny. I've been right. I don't. This is not relevant to anything now. We've fully gone on, but whatever. We're just talking. No, I'm writing a lot. That's good. All I'm doing is writing, and that's right. I'm just writing nonstop. So I've been plugging away on this script forever.
I'm excited to read it.
I've been drawing and writing and watching World Cup stuff, and then a little bit of work here and there.
Nice.
Not enough though. So in case we end up keeping this into the show, if you can, please go ahead and sign up for the Patreon, where you can hear exclusives like me rambling about the World Cup being an emotional substitution for overthrowing our billionaire leaders.
Mm-hmm. Nah, we just talked about that. Cut it out. So we go listen to it. It's fun.
Yeah, it's very important.
Man, I'm glad you're finding some happiness out of this World Cup.
Yeah, a little bit of peace.
Yeah. Anyway,
something else to be angry about. Yeah. Anyway, and with that, Hannah, why don't we get into the second week of your summer series, your installment of Coney Island, Carney something or other. What are you calling it?
Coney Island Summer Series is what I'm calling it.
Coney Island Summer Series.
I fell down the Coney hole. All right. I can't get out of it. I've been reading about Coney Island for a month and a half, by the way.
That sounds great, actually.
It's incredible.
Like yeah.
It's like my World Cup. And I'm like, what happened in 1897 at Coney Island? Oh, I've learned so much. So
I got to be honest with you. I was like, I kind of want to try to do another tab in relation to this, just so it would be like a theme for the both of us. But then I'm like, you've already read everything about it already at this point, so I have nothing that I can contribute.
No, you know what? I guarantee that I haven't read everything.
Really? Just there's that much.
I've never actually really understood what a beacon of America, like an Americanness, Americana Coney Island is. Like from its beginning to its like to now, it has been the symbol of us and everything we represent, and I love it. But yeah, I've been reading deep into the Coney Island History Project. Is amazing. If you guys want to go check it out, there's hours and hours of stuff on there. There's like interviews of people who were alive back in the day that they got interviews from. No, channel? It's just a website, a old-fashioned website.
Yeah,
Coney Island History Project. So I got a lot from that. Nice. But I also, for this one, I got really deep into newspaper archives.
That's your jam.
It's my jam. When I can do that, I love it. I love it. And so
I always say that like we're wasted by being split up sometimes, I feel like, in terms of me doing a tab and you doing a tab, because there's a lot of stuff from like you could do that. You're much better about the deep newspaper research than I am.
Interesting.
Because I'm cheap and I don't have a newspapers.com account, and also
I've told you can sign into mine. I don't care.
You've told me that, and I've forgotten that you have that and that you've offered it to me, so that's my problem.
Yeah, it is.
But anyway, yes.
But I got deep into this, so I'm going to set the scene a little bit. This is before the Infantorium even existed. That was like 1903 to 1940. This is the year 1885. You are an immigrant on a boat.
Is it the KMS Beagle?
Can you imagine that?
An immigrant on a boat coming to America?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch. I'm going to have to think about what it feels like to be from a culture that America doesn't like, that doesn't want around, that has destroyed, put the finger on the weight in the World Cup, and is also continuing to bomb. I'm trying to get there, Hannah. It might take me a minute.
Just put yourself in someone else's shoes for a second.
Yeah. I'm going to think about it for a minute.
Think about something other than yourself for now.
Yeah.
So you're an immigrant on a boat, the KMS Beagle, let's say, and you're approaching the southern tip of Manhattan to be, I hate this word, processed at the Garden Castle Immigration Facility.
Garden Castle Immigration Facility?
So Ellis Island did not exist yet. So this is still pre-Ellis Island, pre-gigantic wave of immigrants. And you're pumped to start your new life in New York City and completely assimilate.
Funny enough that you say this. I went to put my sneakers on, my indoor sneakers, obviously, because I'm not a savage who wears outdoor shoes inside the house, but I also have foot problems.
Hey, cold, snow. I don't know. That's why we do it. Why? I don't know.
And I went to put my shoes on, and I didn't realize that one of my pins had fallen off from my bag and went into my shoe, and I stepped on it, and it was this pin. Funny enough.
What?
How's that for a metaphor of not being welcome in America? Being stabbed by my own Ellis Island pin on my foot.
You can't. Some things you can't write.
Can't make this shit up.
You can't write this. Wow. Well, okay. So Ellis Island's not
Beautiful
there to stab
metaphor.
you yet. Just gorgeous.
Exactly.
Perfect. But anyway, you get to New York. You can be anything there. You can be a sweatshop worker in the garment district, or a person who gets trampled to death by hundreds of cows on the West Side. Limitless opportunity.
The possibilities are endless.
The possibilities, Little Italy. As you approach what is now Coney Island, the very first glimmer of a structure is visible. Your first look at your beautiful new future. Okay. A beacon of American freedom, the symbol of man's ability to choose his own destiny through hard work and determination.
Yeah, because that's a thing.
Yep. It is, of course, the Elephant Brothel, the largest structure outside of Manhattan. There's no, look, if you had waited like a few more...
You're going to go have sex with elephants?
Yes. Well, we'll see. So... This was the first thing immigrants saw in 1885 was a gigantic elephant hotel turned brothel. There was no Lady Liberty, and that elephant brothel welcomed you to New York.
Before the French.
This is before the French.
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. So you're excited because you see this elephant, and you're like, okay, great. And
elephant brothel seems like a much better symbol of America as you're coming in, frankly, than Lady Liberty does. No offense to Lady Liberty, but that's not really what America is. We're an elephant brothel. We're an elephant hotel for some reason. I guess that elephants that were passing through had somewhere to stay that got turned into a brothel.
This reminded me of like Joe Reginella's Elephant Stampede.
Oh, yeah. That was so good. I love that sculpture. It's beautiful.
Same. So if you'd waited a few more years to immigrate, you'd be greeted by the Statue of Liberty, but you didn't. You came in 1885. So all you get is the rundown building in the shape of an elephant. This tab is about the Elephantine Colossus, or Elephant Hotel of Brighton Beach, and how one man's obsession with animal-shaped buildings resulted in Coney Island's one of Coney Island's most insane attractions.
All you had to tell me was one man's obsession. With animal-shaped buildings. And I'm like, that's it. I'm locked in for the next hour. Go.
But before the Elephant Hotel was a brothel, it was a hotel, and before that, there wasn't much there besides a ton of rabbits. Okay? Not rabbit-shaped hotels, all right? There's not rabbit-shaped hotels, just thousands upon thousands of wild rabbits. They ran the place. That's most likely where the name Coney Island came from. Coney meaning rabbit in Dutch.
Oh, is that what it means? I was actually curious about that.
Yeah, the Dutch one, Rabbit Island. So,
a lot of New York is Dutch, basically. Like all the names are Dutch, like all that stuff.
Like Harlem and Brooklyn.
Manhattan, I'm pretty sure, right?
Manhattan is Native American. Mannahatta is the Mannahatta tribe. That was the tribe that occupied that island. And the other theory is that it was inhabited by the Kono tribe, which it was like a bear tribe. They called themselves the Kono tribe, which meant bear. but there isn't much to support that theory. So most people just settle on the Dutch having named it Coney Island after the insane amounts of bunnies there. So before the Dutch got their hands on it, it was the rightful land of the Lenape people who used the beaches of what is now Coney Island as a seasonal fishing and hunting ground. They named it Nariach. Nariach? Nariach or Nariach? I couldn't figure out how it was pronounced, but it's one of those.
It's a hard C or a CH, yeah.
Yeah. Or what that actually translates to is land without shadows because of the constant sunshine that the beaches would get. In 1654, the Dutch East India Company, the beginning of the evil that is now ruining and destroying our world. Yeah,
the FIFA of their day.
Genuinely the FIFA. Go read about the Dutch East India Company. They're truly what started all of this. They purchased the island for 15 wampum, 2 guns, and 3 pounds of powder. So this would have equaled about $15 or $900 today.
Okay.
So not much. And for about 200 years, the Dutch used it to graze cattle, and it was lived on by farmers. And by the late 1870s, this rural farming community had caught the eye of investors and railroad robber barons.
Love it. And the two people we love most are railroad people and investors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And those two combined meant that the railroad people were like...
The modern equivalent is, AI entrepreneurs and data center builders. That's it.
You're right. Ew.
That's exactly what this is. That's basically what's happening now in every big city or around the big cities.
Oh, there's one out here that was going to be, speaking of Manhattan, they're trying to build a data center that's like the size of like 3 Manhattans.
Unreal.
Like 60 miles or something crazy. I can't remember.
Jesus.
But it got voted down.
Nice.
I could be saying totally wrong numbers. No. Now it's just been halved. So it's still gigantic. But it's okay. It's fine. The lake is literally blowing away as dust. We're good. I can't wait. Okay? I can't wait to have a lung full of arsenic. So by the late 1870s, these investors were like, at the time, all the train barons, the railroad barons, were kind of going insane because it was post-Civil War. Everyone wanted to get out of the cities, and the rich began getting richer. And it was like what we call the Gilded Age. And they wanted to get these railroads everywhere. Like, the more places they could get these railroads, the more money they would make. So
yeah. And they're also like, hey, get on the railroad train, literally, or get left behind, literally.
Yeah, literally. Or get run over.
Yeah. You get to do it. It's the future. You need to adapt.
Adapt or die, I guess.
Or get left behind. Yeah. No, there's no... It's coming. It's coming anyway.
Hey, guys. Okay, so the beaches were beautiful. And people wanted to get out of the city on the weekends, especially the wealthy, the Gilded Age wealthy. And so there were these 3 areas of the Coney Island stretch of beaches that we know now. There was Brighton Beach, which you've probably heard of. It's still there, obviously. Yeah. Manhattan Beach and West Brighton. So Brighton and Manhattan resorts were these hugely, extremely popular luxury getaways with hotels and bathhouses, and of course the famous Brighton Beach racing tracks where horse racing would take place, and people went crazy for it. And if Manhattan Beach was for the wealthy and Brighton Beach was for the middle class, then West Brighton was for the degenerates of New York City. Yeah,
that's where I'm going.
Me too. West Brighton almost immediately earned its later nickname of Sodom by the Sea. The central area of West Brighton was called the Gut, and it was just a collection of like...
The fupa.
Coming to my brothel, it's located in the fupa of Brighton Beach. The Gut was a collection of wooden buildings, hotels, bars, cabarets, and houses of ill repute. And
this is all awesome.
Just awesome.
Yes, and yes.
The beer flowed. The Irish serving maids from the city would come on the weekends, have fun. The jockeys and horse racetrack workers would hang out and be... It turns out jockeys were total degenerates.
Yeah, I do know this.
They'd race and then they'd just go and get absolutely ruined.
Wrecked.
On the weekend.
I've heard of this before,
So they could find women, they could drink, they could, And this went on for a few years where it was like people who couldn't make it out to the richer areas were like, well, fine, I'm going to go to the Gut. I'm going to find me a woman and some good beer because the city is unrelenting. And I watched someone get killed by a cow stampede the other day. In an effort to rival the fancier beaches, a local politician named John McCain, no relation.
What? He was around that long. He was pretty old when he died. I wouldn't put it past him.
John McCain.
Sorry, 1870s.
He was what? Young? 20,
It's
25.
like 140 when he died, I think. I guess,
Yeah,
right?
I think it was more than
150.
170. But well, John McCain was like this. It was like he's like a carpenter turned local politician, and he was so corrupt, but he had morals. Okay, he didn't like all the sex that was happening. He didn't like all the drinking, so he threw a bunch of his corrupt money at West Brighton to rapidly develop it into a seaside retreat fit for wholesome working class people.
He ruined it like they ruined Vegas.
Yeah, of course they did. Of course.
Yeah.
Coney Island was ruined the second it started, you guys. We could have had the gut. All I want is the gut.
I'm telling you, we got to start the FUPA. That's going to be our throwback to before John
Something
McCain
out of the
came in.
FUPA. I would just be so tired.
You don't think people would go to the FUPA?
Oh,
I
people
think
would go to the
it's called
FUPA immediately. Dude.
Yeah, and then you get T-shirts that says like the FUPA.
I got wasted at the FUPA.
Exactly.
I got pegged at the FUPA.
I got trapped under the FUPA.
I cheated on my wife at the FUPA.
With the FUPA, yeah.
With the FUPA.
What happens in FUPA stays in the FUPA? I don't know.
America's glittering beach, the FUPA.
America's FUPA, yeah.
That's the next phase for Coney Island. So it works. It works.
Okay.
He even starts his own police force, which
Great.
politicians at the time could do. And he would enforce the area and like kick out the drunk jockeys and stuff. And a nicer hotel does go up. It's called Sea Beach Palace, which to me looks like a shopping center, like a pavilion.
It's the worst name.
Like
Sea Beach Palace.
I know.
Ugh.
It's like, think of something different. Look, the gut. Excuse me? Come on. The colon. Okay, so Sea Beach. Look, I want to go through the gut and into the colon. I did the thing again where I scrolled a bunch.
She lost her space. Why are you
dumb.
stop scrolling? Just take your hand off of there. Dear Lord.
Okay, what do I oh, here we go. Look, I'll squeeze this like stress ball.
Just fidget with something else.
Don't tell me what to do, but you're right. So you're right, correct. You're correct. And it's like this like pavilion shopping center thing, and legend goes that Harry Houdini performed there and met his wife at the Sea Beach Palace. And that's all I could. Ooh, maybe they went to the
legend
gut.
has. Who gives a shit?
I know. There was like literally nothing about
legend
this.
that people be like, gather round, children, and let me tell you the legend of when Harry Houdini met his wife.
Met his wife at this like corrupt police officer's beach pavilion.
Beach Palace.
So another building that they built was the Iron Tower, which
sounds a little bit cooler.
It's what it sounds like. It's a tower made of iron.
Okay.
And it had a steam elevator. And at the time that was like big deal. It was like an elevator, a steam elevator. Anyway.
Seems highly inefficient, but sure, why not?
It was, but it would take people up to the top to look out at the views of the surrounding areas. And this sounds boring to us now, but if you think about it at the time, like nobody was in the air. No one was flying. There were no aerial photographs.
How high up was it? Do you know? Do you know how many stories it was?
I probably do know, but I didn't write it down.
I see, okay.
High up enough.
But it's more than like
see...
3 stories. Yeah. It's gotta be.
It's tall. It ended up burning down later, as all good things do on Coney Island. We'll soon find out. Everything burns down. No, literally, Coney Island is like born from the ashes every 20 to 30 years.
It's like a phoenix.
It really is like a drunk gonorrhea infested FUPA phoenix.
Just a phoenix flying with a gigantic FUPA just hanging
dragging
from
along.
it in the air. Yeah.
Swinging.
The higher up it
taking
goes,
out
the
towers.
longer the FUPA gets stretched out.
I want to party in that FUPA.
It's like pizza dough that's overproofed. It just keeps drooping. It's disgusting.
I never know what I'm going to get from you. I never know what you're going to give me. I love it. So another building, the Iron Tower. And then they built the Iron Pier. They liked iron.
A lot of iron. I was going to say, what's with the iron?
I don't know.
Iron helps us grow. Iron helps us play.
Make our bones strong. Okay, well, they build this promenade, this Iron Pier. There's like pools and bathhouses and like nighttime swimming. And it was lit up by actual electric lighting, which was wild. Everyone wanted to see the electric lights. You could do all the exciting things here. You could walk around. You could eat food. You could swim in a pool with strangers at night. And you could even watch 2 11-year-old comedians perform in blackface. It was the American dream. And it drew
11-year-old comedians.
Yeah, they're 11. They got chased out of town for I think stealing from people. I couldn't find much more about them, but that was their shtick. And it drew much more savory crowds for the time, families, young couples, while still maintaining some of the filth of the gut on the edges.
Yeah.
And some richer families would even stay in these hotels for the entire summer,
Really?
which created a demand for more hotels. So, of course, again, in 1882, real estate developers descended. And one of these hotels began to take shape in 1884 on the corner of Surf Avenue and West 12th Street, across from the Iron Pier and almost right next to the train terminal that connected the island to the throngs of people that came every day. A gigantic 7-story building in the shape of an elephant began to rise from the ground over the next few months. 175 feet of goofy, cartoonish-looking elephant. I'm going to send you a picture of this elephant.
Yeah.
Dude.
This is like the circus of its day.
It was truly. I got to find the one I was thinking of because it's genuinely one of the craziest looking things I've ever seen. Oh, there we go. Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Here is the elephant.
Oh my God. This thing looks, I don't even know how to describe it. The face of the elephant kind of looks like an octopus.
Oh, it kind of does.
A little bit. It's kind of got the weird octopus eyes. It clearly is modeled on like an Indian something or other because it's got like that.
It is.
That
the howdah
thing on top. Is that what it's called?
It's called a howdah, yeah.
Howdah.
The throne on top. I just love that the eyes look like it has seen horrors beyond our comprehension. Yes, they do kind of look like. Anyway, it's massive. If you can see the buildings next to it, this thing towers like far above all the buildings, and an actual elephant.
John C. Myers, he's about to get trampled. This is a building? How do you get
building.
it? It's literally just an elephant.
It's an elephant, but there is an entrance.
You go in through the legs?
You go in through the back leg, and you can go up the spiral staircase in the back leg into the main area, the stomach room. This is where you got to eat.
The fupa room. This is the fupa of the elephant, Hannah. Yeah. Come on.
So the fupa of the elephant is where you got to eat. There's a dining hall in the stomach, naturally. And you could, hang on, let me get back to the details. So this hotel is constructed. And the man behind this behemoth was a man named James Lafferty. And he was like this young real estate developer in his 20s from Philadelphia, born in 1853 to Irish parents. And
Jimmy laughs.
Jimmy laughs. Loved laughing.
Loved laughing.
I wasn't able to find much else about his early life. I scoured the papers. So I'm not sure how he made his money, but he had a lot of money. So he was able to like dollar signs appeared in his eyes when he saw West Brighton Resort. And he's like, dude, you know what would be great there is a gigantic elephant. And he did what anyone would do, and he hired his friend Jay Kirby to help him build this hotel. So
who's Jay Kirby?
He's an architect. An architect and builder, yeah. Who he ended up actually going and building a bunch of other Manhattan like neighborhood buildings that were kind of strange and unique. There's a few left, but like, why an elephant?
Why not?
That's a good, yeah. Well, it wasn't Lafferty's first elephant hotel, and nor was it his last.
This isn't my first rodeo. This isn't my first elephant
This isn't
hotel.
my first elephant hotel. This is my second.
Yeah.
He was the first one was smaller, and he built it in Atlantic City, New Jersey, because he was like, oh, that place is a den of iniquity.
I've actually never been to Atlantic City. Have you?
No. I kind of want to. Should we?
I'm indifferent, but yeah, we can go. Let's do it. Let's go to Atlantic City.
Because guess what? The Atlantic City Elephant Hotel is still there.
Oh, shit. We got to go.
Her name's Lucy, even though she has tusks. But everyone in there is like, I don't care. She's a woman.
She could just be, I don't know, like misgendered or something. Like she identifies as a lady, even though she's got a tusk body. This is 2026, guys. You
Look, non-binary icon, Lucy the elephant.
Exactly. Or trans icon, depending on how Lucy identifies. I don't really know.
She won't tell us.
Also, names, Lucy doesn't have to be a woman's name or a man's name. It could just be anything. Listen,
Lucifer.
It's different. It's actually Satan's hotel.
It's the devil. And if the devil doesn't like it, he can. Okay, this elephant
sit on attack
is considered the oldest roadside attraction in the U.S. Lucy the elephant.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to send you a photo of Lucy because you can see it in its glory now. She even survived Hurricane Sandy.
Wow. Lucy v. Sandy.
And it's much smaller.
Lucille
Blue.
Okay, it looks very similar. She's just a little bit. Oh, she's got painted nails.
Yep.
I like that.
Toenails are painted. They paint them every
purple
year.
And green. Yeah, purple and like aqua, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's one where she has black nails.
Is her not tusk? Is her trunk in a water thing, or is that just a trash can blocking her tusk?
No, so it's actually the trunk. It's funny because I kept writing tusk instead of trunk this whole time. No, that right there is the watering trough that they would. It's also a room that you can stay in.
The watering trough? How big is it?
It's gigantic. This
The
one's
thing
not
at the
as
end
big.
of her trunk?
Yeah, the thing at the end of her trunk on Lucy is not huge, but the one that is built on Coney Island is big enough to be a hotel room.
Oh, I see. I thought you were talking about the Lucy one. I was like, that looks way too
I'm
small.
sorry.
I was like, that's a room for somebody that's very small. Hey, guess what? If
What?
you're, you know, what you should do. You know what else has really good? I don't know who else is really good at having places and things to buy other than Coney Island are ads and commercials.
Oh,
so let's go to that.
Idea. Let's go. Let's see what kind of modern day Elephantine marvel we can sell to you guys.
And we're back.
That was
thank
crazy.
you for listening to the ads. Oh my God, those ads are so good. You should spend money on all those things. If additionally you have money left over, you should sign up for our Patreon, where we will have a drawing contest of who can draw the best phoenix with
A fupa.
pizza dough fupa that's been proofed for too long as it stretches higher and higher. It stretches more and more as the phoenix tries to rise higher and higher from its ashes. Nonetheless,
Beautiful.
We're moving on. Thank you, Hannah. Please continue your tab.
So, why elephants? Because at the time, elephants were like, people had like elephant fever. Okay.
Elephantitis. That's what everyone has.
They had, duh. Why did I think about that? They had elephantitis. And P.T. Barnum had Jumbo the elephant and a bunch of others. And he was the one who marched the elephants through New York. And then Joe Reginella made that parody of it. And while reading a bunch of newspapers from the time, I stumbled on like endless ads for just going to see elephants and seeing elephant babies. Like that was a big thing. And like, they'd be like, this is the largest elephant in the world, largest born outside the U.S., largest born in the U.S., you know, all these like qualifiers that made it.
I mean, elephants are awesome. Let's not act too strange, or let's not act too shocked here. It's great. They're a lot of fun.
I get it.
You've seen an elephant, I'm sure, right?
Oh yeah. Especially at the time, like we have to remember that they didn't have access. Like most people didn't have access to seeing anything like this. And so an elephant, imagine seeing that for the first time in real life. I'd die.
It blows your mind. Yeah.
And understandably, everyone becomes obsessed with elephants. And beyond that, there is a more sinister, thing behind it, which is that imperialism was rampant, and these elephants often they came by them in, less than good ways. And anything exotic or Eastern was wildly popular, just like it is today. But at least
they probably treated them well, I assume, right?
No.
No. What are you talking about?
Not nice to the elephants.
Being really good to animals.
No, look, if you think getting stabbed with pitchforks is... What's wrong?
I'm going to need a moment to process this, that people didn't treat animals well in the late 1800s.
I know. And they stole...
Robber barons and developers.
And circus performers... Like P.T. Barnum didn't just give them nice pats on the head.
Just poor elephants. They remember. They don't forget. They remember for a long time.
We have abused elephants.
They got graveyards. Elephants are awesome.
Dude, elephants are they're really cool creatures. Smart. It also, there was this kind of understanding of like, they saw the Eastern like cultures as something a little less Christian than their own, obviously, because they weren't Christian, but it was a chance for people to kind of partake in that, what they saw as kind of sinful things like opium dens and stuff like that. And so a lot of that
learning all the best things from the non-West. I love it.
Of course. Well, what else? If a bunch of whites show up in one spot and are told not to have their cultures, they're going to steal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're going to steal. So Europeans and European Americans have always exoticized the East. From this to white girls putting a bindi on for Burning Man. Like, it's still happening. It's still...
Shout out Gwen Stefani, the original bindi queen.
Oh, she's like, but I had an Indian boyfriend. No, Gwen, come on. Get back to your tribute toilet where you belong. So, the Elephantine Colossus is what it came to be called by Lafferty, and he called it the 8th wonder of the world. Boldly. A little too boldly. And the elephant in its construction contains 3,500,000 feet of lumber, 11,000 kegs of nails, 12 tons of iron bolts, and 57,000 square feet of tin. It took almost 300 men and 120 days to complete, and it was dedicated in August 1884. It cost nearly $250,000, and it went up fast. And people immediately were like, oh, this is dope. I want to go to this elephant hotel. I want to go to the top of it. I want to look at New York City. And if you wanted to stay in it, this exciting new hotel, you'd be able to choose from the 31 rooms, depending on which area of the body you preferred. So if you wanted to be in the leg rooms, you could.
Foot guys can stay in the leg rooms.
Foot guys like the leg rooms.
Ass guys can stay in the ass. Fupa guys can stay in the fupa.
They call it this like the sides. Like you could stay.
Yeah,
you could stay in the ass.
Armpit guys can stay in the armpit. Yeah.
Dude, armpit guys are. Ooh. I'm gonna start selling armpit pics on the internet. The shoulder room, the stomach room, the throat room. There was also the trough room where it was drinking out of that.
Who wants to stay in the throat room?
A lot of people had good views. It had a good view.
It's a weird one.
Yeah, if you had wanted to advertise, there was also like 6,000 spots for ads.
Who wanted to stay in the throat room, obviously, was Nancy Reagan, the throat goat.
Oh, well, of course. The queen of Coney Island throat goat, yeah.
Exactly.
They elect her every year, post-mortem, or posthumously.
Pre-mortem, pre-birth, post-mortem.
Yeah.
Both.
She's the eternal throat goat.
She's probably born in like 1900 or some shit, right?
Dude, let's find out. I always forget that people were born
It's really
then.
important to know when the throat goat was born.
I need to know when the throat goat is born.
Yeah.
1921.
21, okay.
Oh, Nancy.
Nancy.
So Nancy's in the throat room, and Quentin Tarantino's in the foot room. I don't know. And
yeah, you're right.
if you wanted to advertise, you could plaster up some of your advertisements in the inside of the elephant. And for a view of the city, yeah, it was. Look, you can't have an elephant hotel and not advertise in it. It's America.
True. Yeah.
500 open tabs plastered on the side of an elephant. Can you imagine?
I could.
Still wouldn't get any 11 listeners. For a view of the city, you could walk up the spiral staircases in the legs to the very top of what is called the howdah, the large like throne at the top that was for royal processions in South Asia.
Yeah.
The guide would point out that you could see Niagara Falls in the distance, which was impossible. But he'd also point out you could see like the Hoover Dam and like
or you
the
could
Panama
see Niagara
Canal.
Falls between the legs of this lovely elephant once Nancy Reagan's done in the throat area.
Or once it like poops. Have you ever seen an elephant poop? It's like 3,000 pounds of poop come out.
Yeah, very famously, they have a lot of gigantic piles of shit.
Just like Nancy Reagan.
Just like Reagan.
So in case you wanted to relax, you could always go to the left leg, which was a cigar shop, and buy some tobacco or cigars. And it had 65 windows to ventilate, which is important for what happens later, because if there was no ventilation, then it got real hot in there.
Catches fire, yeah.
So it was a giant metal elephant, so everyone was like boiling hot at all times, and there was no indoor plumbing, so you had to go outside of the elephant to go to the bathroom. And it even had the electric lights, and two of them showed out of the eyes. So at night, these big beams of glowing light would shoot out of this elephant's eyeballs.
Dear Lord. Okay.
These glass eyes.
Sounds demonic.
Just wait. So speaking of the big doofus-looking eyes, they were also telescopes, so you could go up into the eye and look through for an observatory and see the night sky and like, I don't know, whatever you want to do. Yeah. He also at the same time was like, okay, this elephant's going so well, I'm going to build a giant whale on the beach. And this one's going to be a bathhouse.
Beach whale?
And he went and a beach whale. He patented the idea for animal-shaped buildings.
You can patent that?
Not anymore.
Back then you could patent anything.
Remember that? The Edison Wars where he went and patented ideas. And so Lafferty was like, no. I have the corner on the animal-shaped building market.
Or animal buildings, sorry, not
animal buildings. And so no one else could build them. So he was like, I'm building a whale. And then like locals were like, we don't want a big whale bathhouse on the beach. And he's like, please. And they said no. So it got shot down. And the Elephant Hotel kept running. And it was kind of a novelty. People liked it. And then for the 1890s, the novelty had worn off. And Lafferty had run out of money. He had even, around the same time, built another elephant in New Jersey, and this one was a piece of crap, and it didn't work. It was bad. No photos survived. So there's 3 elephants total, and he started losing money because almost immediately he couldn't make money back on this thing. He spent so much of it, and of course the novelty wears off. So by 1895, the elephant is kind of falling into disrepair, but a new theme park, the very first amusement park in the nation and the world, opens up, called Sea Lion Park. And this was opened by a guy named Captain Paul Boyton, which deserves his own tab because he was world famously an aquatic daredevil who toured with P.T. Barnum and would float down rivers in a homemade rubber suit to see how long he could survive. This insane. So naturally, he was like, I'm done with rivers and rubber suits, and I'm going to open a theme park. And it was the first enclosed park that charged admission, which is what we now know as a theme park. He had a shoot the chutes ride where it was kind of like a log flume that just shot you over the edge of something and down into a pool. They had Flip Flap Railway, a predecessor to the roller coaster, which also debuted at Coney Island decades later. And then around the elephant, they were like, well, hang on. The new owners of the elephant were like, let's put a roller coaster around the elephant. So they built this big coaster that was like a mile long around the elephant so that people could ride it and look at the elephant and be like, well, maybe I want to go in there. That seedy, crappy looking elephant hotel. And I'll show you a picture of it. It kind of looks cool. You can kind of see it right here.
The Shaw Channel Chute.
And by now
West Brighton, Coney Island. 3 times around the big elephant.
Yep.
It's weird because it just kind of blocks the view of the elephant. Is really all this roller coaster does. It's not very 3,000 feet through the air. Twixt sea and air, absolutely safe.
And absolutely
sea.
Between the sea and the air.
Oh, twixt, I see. No stairs to climb, new hydraulic elevators, new patent, safety cars. An experienced brakeman on every car. Bring the children and make a trial trip. You will want to go again. A 50-mile view out to sea. Special accommodations for family parties. L.D. Shaw, General Manager.
Yep. And it's the most delightful aerial voyage on record, apparently, it says.
Yep.
And this kind of like got interest back into the elephant.
It says heartofconeyisland.com, so I guess they did have a web presence back then.
That's where I got it. It's also a good site. So Paul Boynton was like, yeah, anyone come build stuff. And then they built this roller coaster and it didn't really do what they wanted it to do. It did not bring any more interest into the Elephant Hotel because people were like, it's kind of like an eyesore and like it gleams in the sun so brightly that it's hard to look at. So they didn't want to, they just lost interest. And so it again fell into disrepair and became a place where extremely like poor people could live in night by night. So it was a hotel, but people would often live it like it was like an extended stay. Oh,
that's right. I forgot that this is about the brothel. So this is how it transitions into.
So it transitions into a popular brothel for Coney Island, and so they would say you would go see the elephant, which meant I caught him seeing the elephant.
Honestly, it's great. Yeah. You go meet the throat goat Nancy.
Yes.
You hear the roller coaster just rickety all like going back and forth in the background.
Screams.
And it becomes like a nice auditory cue for you to be like, it's time.
It's time to go see the elephant and get some syphilis. I don't know. So yeah, it was the euphemism of going to see the elephant became a thing. And like even reading in the old papers, they would use that. It'd be like people would go quote unquote see the elephant, which was their nice way of saying it's a brothel. And it was a brothel for a while. And people would live there, but all good brothels must come to an end at some point.
All good brothels must come to an end.
And on September 27th, 1896, a fire began at the back of the elephant. And witnesses at first thought that someone was running through the main body with a torch, but soon realized that the fire was actually shooting through the inside of the elephant.
Jesus
where
Christ.
It blasted out of the eyes.
That must have been incredible.
Oh, there's an illustration.
To see. I mean, I don't think it's like fun, but it must have been quite. That's like kind of like when we talk about like weird natural events happening for societies like 2,000 years ago and being like, I guess there's a God because now there's an eclipse and that we've never seen. To be like, there's no
God's
explanation
mad that
for
we
what
had a
this
brothel.
Is. Yeah. Fire shooting out of the eyes of this weird domed Eastern figure. Like that probably just converted everybody back to Christianity so hard.
Dude, are you ready to see? Okay, so before I get into showing you the illustration of this burning elephant brothel, I'm going to read what the paper had to say about it because they say it very well and describe it exactly how I wish I could. So it says, fire destroys the famous landmark late last night. Coney's elephant gone. Went up in a blaze of glory. Flames brought it to its knees. And then it collapsed, a shapeless mass of ruins. So it did crumble at the knees, which made it kind of awesome. So
this is like 9/11 of Coney Island.
This is the 9/11 of. I mean, it was in September. This is the 9/11 of 1897.
Yeah, Coney Island.
So
this is Coney Island's 9/11.
A second plane has hit the elephant brothel.
A second plane has hit the elephant brothel. It's a place of commerce. It was brought in by the rich.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Dude, you're right. Okay, well, I'm going to read the article. Coney Island's elephant, as compared with which Jumbo was a mere pygmy, is no more. The fire fiend seized on his white pine internals last night, and within a few minutes the monster, on which millions of men and women from all parts of the world have gazed with open mouths, had literally ended his career in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, and open mouths.
Yeah, Nancy. The fine weather of yesterday. The fine weather of yesterday caused a regular summer crowd to visit. At 10:30 p.m., those who happened to glance up at the big elephant noticed a light glimmering through the windows in its hindquarters, explosive diarrhea. As they watched, they saw the light travel along past the windows in the broad expanse of the beast's belly and toward its massive head. Suddenly, from the large hollow eyes of the elephant, there burst long tongues of flame that lighted up the district. Under intense heat, it began to fall to pieces. Its collapse was a strange sight. The forelegs gave out first, and the monster plunged to its knees. In that position it remained for a few minutes. As the tin coating warped and bent from the heat, the elephant gradually lost its shape until with a crash it fell in a shapeless mass. The roller coaster caught fire too. So that, I'm now going to send you a photo, an illustration from Illustrated American at the time of, this is probably the coolest, this is probably the best illustration ever done of anything ever.
Whoa, that is dramatic.
Yeah. Flames are shooting out of it. People are running.
Yeah, sorry. It's like it's all dark because it's nighttime. So then the eyes are on fire. It's like literally fire coming from the eyes. It's all at nighttime. There's a bunch of people. It's a good composition too. It's got your classic 2/3 is where the top 2/3 are where the elephant's on fire and there's smoke blowing to one side, and then the lower third is where you see the top half of everybody sort of running away from it in their old timey outfits.
Yeah.
And high contrast image. It's very nice.
It's a great image. I want a poster of it.
It looks demonic. I mean, it looks demonic as hell. It really does.
And it's like, I mean, it's beautiful. So go to the YouTube and look.
It's a great illustration.
It's beautiful. I want that as an album
cover. Who did it by any chance?
I didn't. I couldn't find it. If I dug around a little more, I probably could. I wouldn't be surprised if it's someone we know of. Like at the time,
it looks very like classic era of illustration.
Yeah. And this ended the 16 years that this elephant stood on Coney Island as kind of this like beacon of excess, and yeah.
And then they built the Freedom Elephant like a couple years later.
A couple years later, they made a huge monument. They did lose one fireman in the elephant fire, but.
That's it? No one else died?
No one else died. They got everybody out. There were children inside because
that's crazy.
It was families lived there. They got everyone out because the fire shot through first into the stomach, and the rooms were fine at first, so they were able to get out. One fireman died.
That sucks.
And yeah, so goodbye elephant. Now, a couple things. Lafferty died a few years later, and I found a bunch of articles about his widow, because remember he had patented all animal-shaped buildings.
Yeah.
And his widow had taken some developers to court because they were trying to build a giant buffalo hotel in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Not on my watch. My dead husband, this is his thing. And you are not building this buffalo." And they didn't. She won. People went on to build other animal hotels.
They went on to make Buffalo
later.
Wild Wings instead. They're like, we won't have the shape, but we will have the restaurant be called.
We'll have the heart and the soul.
And we'll sell
there's
chicken,
also like,
even though it's buffalo.
It's from Buffalo.
Yes, I understand. That's what they're called, buffalo wings for. But still, it's funny.
It is. Someone built a giant duck, a little later, and you could buy eggs from it, duck eggs.
That's cool.
There's a big picnic basket you could buy food from. It's a grocery store. There's also a huge shoe, a glass slipper, like a glass high heel in Taiwan where you can get married. So there's all sorts of crazy novelty buildings, but no giant buffalo. She wouldn't allow it. And then, if you've ever seen Moulin Rouge, I'm assuming.
Of course.
The musical.
I did. That was one of the few that I really enjoyed on my previous podcast. It's a great film.
It's really good. And her like boudoir, like her area where she lives, is a giant elephant. And that is based on this elephant. Oh. It's a real elephant in Paris that existed based on this, that they turned into an opium den in the Moulin Rouge. So it was real, and it was way more glamorous than Coney Island's. But that's the kind of the lasting influence of that. And in tradition of destroying elephants in a dramatic way, a few years later, they did actually execute an elephant at Coney Island.
Awful.
Yeah.
That's separate from the electrocution that Thomas Edison did.
This is the one.
That's the same one. Oh, that was at Coney. I thought that was in Chicago for some reason.
No, it's at Coney. I did too, but it's at Coney Island.
That was Thomas Edison, right?
Well, here's the thing. On all the articles, it said that it was his company that that gave the like supplies. Like I don't think he knew about it. I actually don't think he knew, or he found out later.
What was I mean, obviously, like it's cruel, but like, what were they They were just come watch us kill this elephant. That's literally all it was. It wasn't even some weird like old timey logic of any kind.
The elephant had murdered some people, killed because it was an elephant.
I was gonna say an elephant can't murder people.
No,
it's an
and
elephant.
they were going to hang it, and then the animal rights people were like, you can't hang an elephant. You have to electrocute it. It's more humane. So they electrocuted it and poisoned it. Topsy the elephant is one of the saddest things. But to me, it was I can't. Are they sacrificing it to the Elephantine Colossus?
That stuff makes me so upset.
Me too, because it's like, oh, we're evil creatures that shouldn't. Anyway, Gilded Age businessmen went too far on so many fronts, but this Big Elephant Hotel, I think, is my favorite. And a few years later, you ready for this?
Yeah.
After it burned down, they built a new ride on it. And right next to that ride was another ride. And it was called the Johnstown Flood Experience.
What?
Yes. Yes. They had a reenactment in Coney Island of the Johnstown Dam bursting. For those of you who are listening for the first time, this is an episode he did an episode on the Johnstown flood.
One of the earliest ones. I think it's like episode 5 and 6 or 4 and 5 or something. Go back and listen to it if you guys haven't. That was a really fun one to do. It's a 2-part series on Johnstown flood.
It was a good one. When I saw this, I gasped and I immediately texted Alyssa because I was like, I can't wait to show him this. So this is the Johnstown flood building. And when you would go inside,
Whoa.
This is right next to the plot where the Elephant Hotel used to be. And you'd go in and it was like a panorama, you go in and you could see all these scenes of destruction. They even had screaming of the victims, and they had a reenactment of the guy who like ran in the middle of the night. Remember that guy to warn everybody? And I just can't, I could not believe that this was, here he is, John Baker's ride at the Johnstown flood. You could get these little tokens.
How do you feel about this kind of stuff? I'm curious.
I don't like it. I think that at the time, I think we still do it, but not like this.
Well, because I was like, it's not that dissimilar from like I don't know. I mean, Holocaust is too extreme, but it's like, here's the way that people died or got killed. And I'm like, if someone died in an earthquake or like a horrific, like a lot of museums do something similar, but I guess this feels more like, it feels a little bit more like, is it fun to die it feels like it's less educational and more exploitive, right?
I think it was way more exploitive because like these guys, when Luna Park burned down a little while later, they charged people to look at the burning ruins. So like these guys wanted money from anything. So this was
they could get,
anything they could get if people, they had only read about the Johnstown flood in the papers, and so if they could come and experience it, I think it is like a weird way we still do what we want. Like I read about true crime in a way that's like I want to know what those people, you know what I mean? Like I want to.
Yeah,
it's like a weird human empathy
it's a weird,
thing.
Demented thing that we all have.
That we want to face it without facing it. I don't know, but there was other ones. There was like the Gainesville flood. There was that one. They had a bunch of flood simulators.
It somewhat to me feels like the analog I was thinking of too is like it feels like a horror film or something where you're like, I don't want to get murdered, but I'll go watch a movie about someone getting their mouth sewed to someone else's asshole in a circle with like 5 other people, and then
with Nancy Reagan in the Elephant Hotel.
I don't understand. Yeah, it's like some weird. I don't judge it necessarily. I guess I don't really know much about it, but I'm just sort of like I get it.
It's
not
too
good, but also I'm like, how is that different? I don't know if it's really well done. I guess,
but it killed like thousands of people.
Yeah,
that's like a 9/11 experience.
But I'm saying to your point though about what was it? Not 9/11.
True crime.
True crime, yeah. It's just like, well, how's this different from watching like a Richard Ramirez movie or like, Zac Efron is, I don't know what serial he played,
or a haunted house. This is more like a haunted house. You go to a haunted house and you experience what it's like to be chased through a corn maze or whatever.
Yeah, but even haunted house is abstract. I think the fact that it's rooted in like a specific event.
Yeah,
it feels like a Netflix show that's like, oh, here's what it's like to be a serial killer, and then people being fascinated by it, and like all the people who die, and it doesn't matter that they're dead because it's just. I don't know, honestly, guys.
This is interesting.
I just thought it was kind of curious.
All I know is that I couldn't believe that existed, and that it was the Johnstown flood, and that this is something we covered.
Incredible.
And it was right next to the...
It's not there anymore, I assume, right?
Oh, no. It got moved. Actually, it was touring.
There was a flood.
There was a flood. Took it down. No, it's Coney Island. It burned down. Everything burned down. No, it toured all these different expositions. So you could go to the Chicago Fair and go on the Johnstown flood experience.
Would have loved to have gone.
I know. And I tried to dig around to find out exactly what it looked like, but I ran out of time, and I was like, it's not necessarily about the Johnstown flood ride, so I'm going to leave it. But
that's a side quest.
I wanted to end on that and that's the tab. That's my tab about the Elephantine Colossus and how
love it.
Its rise and fall and its fiery end.
Incredible.
Just fascinated me. Yeah.
Now all of our listeners are going to have elephantitis with their obsession with elephant-based stuff. Hannah, thank you for the tab. How would you like to close your tabs? I'm assuming it's going to be fire related.
We're going to burn it down. Yeah.
Okay, you ready? I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1.
There's 20 tabs open, and I still am leaving some open because I have a third installment of the Coney Island summer series from a different decade next week.
Right. Okay. Moving on to listener emails. It's Scott G from KC.
Oh, Scott.
Scott, let us know if you've seen Mitch McConnell's whereabouts, because he's been unresponsive.
That dude's dead. That dude's as dead as a burning elephant. All right.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, 500 Open Tabs crew. I'm writing in today about a tab I've had open for a while now. The story of Violet Jessup. Born in October 1887 in Argentina, Violet Jessup was the eldest daughter of Irish immigrant sheep farmers. At 16, her family moved to England. Afterwards, her mother became too ill to work, so Jessup became a stewardess for the Royal Mail Line. In 1911, she went to work for White Star Lines on a luxury ship that was the largest civilian liner at that time, the Olympic. In September 1911, it collided with British warship HMS Hawk, or KMS is what I keep calling
KMS Hawk.
HMS Hawk, and had to limp back to England. In 1912, she transferred to the
Which is what the England team is going to be doing next week, limping back to England because they lose. Sorry, I had to take the opportunity. Go on.
No, I love it. Beautiful. I'm on board. In 1912, she transferred to the Olympic's sister ship, the Titanic, for its maiden voyage. Cue Celine Dion.
Oh, man.
She survived that sinking on Lifeboat 16, saving a baby in the process.
Wow.
In World War I, Violet was transferred to another of the Titanic's sister ships, the Britannic, who had been converted to a hospital ship for the war. I bet you can guess what happened. It hit a German mine and sank in the Aegean Sea. Is it Aegean?
Aegean, yeah.
Aegean,
I think.
It sank in 55 minutes, killing only 30 of the 1,066 people aboard. While the Britannic was sinking, Jessup and other passengers were nearly killed by the ship's propellers that were shredding lifeboats. Jessup had to jump out of her lifeboat, resulting in a traumatic head injury. After all that, she went on to work as a stewardess for various other lines and retired in 1950.
More boats.
Years after her retirement, Jessup claimed to have received a phone call on a stormy night from a woman who asked Jessup if she had saved a baby on the night that the Titanic sank. Yes, Jessup replied. The voice then said, I was that baby. Laughed and hung up. She passed away at 83. You'd think after the Titanic disaster she'd never get back on an ocean liner, but who am I to say? Welp, that's it from me. I'm going to close that tab now. Wishing you the best from the ash-covered streets of Pompeii, parentheses, what's with this wacky weather?
Yeah.
Scott G.
Wow. So she survived. I would sue the White Star Lines because you survived 3 boat sinkings. That's wild.
Can't sue them. Somebody patented that there's somebody else is like, oh, I patented sinking ships, so you can't sue me for that.
You can't sue me.
Proprietary of that. I own the proprietary knowledge. If you too have a listener email or a voice memo that you'd like to send us, please go ahead and send it to 500 Open Tabs. It's 500. Hannah, what do we got coming up?
Oh, so today, this week, tomorrow. Oh, no, today. I'm setting up at Comic-Con for the next 5 days. So if you're in San Diego area and somehow have tickets, because they're all sold out, but if you are, come see me. I'm at booth BBO1, or as Kaveh likes to say, BBL1.
BBL.
And I will be getting a BBL on the spot live.
Perfect.
I
will be there on Saturday for Middle Eastern North African creators panel on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. in the hotel nearby, something or other. Please follow us or follow me on Instagram. I'm PermaFriends and Covetarian on Blue Sky. I'll post the information there about the specific whereabouts. But 11 a.m. Come see the panel. Come hear us talk. It'll be fun. It's always a
It's
good
one.
So yes, sorry, I didn't have it ready, but the panel is set for Saturday, July 25th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the Grand 10 and 11 room at Marriott Marquis San Diego Marina, which I believe is the one that's like right next to, that's connected to the convention center right next to it. So come see us, talk about stuff.
Okay, sounds good. I'll see you there. I'm excited. Yeah. And I'll also see you at the Gwen Stefani tribute toilet where she should stay. Yeah,
where she's going to have her bindi. She's going to have it on.
She'll have a bindi. She'll be like, getting henna tattoos. Well, look, stay in the toilet, Gwen. I don't like that. I don't like that sign off.
I kind of like, no, I like that. I like that as a sign off.
Stay in the toilet, Gwen. Yeah, see you in the toilet, Gwen.
I will see you at the Gwen Stefani tribute toilet covered in leftover bindis that were taken off for white women that wanted to wear them. I don't know. It's not my best work, guys. Yeah, I'll see you later. See you next week, guys. See you at the burning elephant. See you at the burning elephantitis fupa.
I'll see you in the burning elephantitis fupa.
Okay, sounds good. Bye, everybody.
Bye.